This is Walk Around Your City, A Call to Pray. Author, Donna Sanchez. Read by Donna Sanchez. Day 2. Responsibility. So I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten, the crawling locust, the consuming locust, and the chewing locust. My great army which I sent among you, you shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, who has dwelt wondrously with you. And my people shall never be put to shame. Joel chapter 2, verses 25 through 26. Notes. As I stepped out of my house and started circling it, I fully expected to hear from the Lord immediately. Instead, thoughts began to flood my mind about all the ways that I've missed it as a wife and as a parent. Walking past my youngest daughter's bedroom, I regretted not advocating for her more. Walking past the back porch and garage, I thought about all the parties I threw just to entertain myself, but my family just hid from them. Walking past my bedroom window, I mourned all of the time I neglected to spend with my husband and to really know his heart. Walking past my oldest daughter's window, I realized I had expected her to figure out how to live in my world rather than helping her explore how to live in her own. I walked to my car in tears of regret and drove a quarter mile to the elementary school in our neighborhood. Walking around the school, I thought about all the classrooms I volunteered in, papers I graded, classroom parties I helped with, and field trips I chaperoned. Driving from the elementary school to the middle school, the Lord began to speak to me. I quickly opened up my notes app and began to voice text what I heard him say. Word from the Lord. There is now no condemnation. Where you missed the mark in raising your kids, I will redeem. You drove dozens of kids to and from school for years and years. At times, you understood the spiritual significance of what you were doing. You loved those kids. You prayed for them. You spoke truth into their lives, even when it made your own kids a little uncomfortable. I was so proud of you. At times, you felt inconvenienced by this divine opportunity to spend time with the kids I placed in your path. When your heart was hard because of other things, your heart was also less tender towards these kids and theirs. I provided opportunities over and over as these kids shared hurting places in their hearts, where you could have taught them to bring that pain to me. Often you prayed for them, but rarely did you encourage them to cry out to me. Don't look back with regret, but encourage young mothers who have the divine opportunity to drive their kids and others to school, to use that time wisely. The days sometimes feel so long, but these years are short. We can't afford to lose opportunities to speak truth to these hurting, confused, scared kids who are looking to each other for guidance because the adults in their life are too afraid to teach them right from wrong because of what others will say. Why did you stop praying for your daughter's teachers, principals, and school administrators? Did those teachers cease to need divine intervention when your daughters ceased to need them? Had you continued to keep only the staff who blessed your family on your prayer list, you would still be holding hundreds of names up, affecting thousands of families. Have you forgotten that one divine comment by one godly teacher can change the course of a young person's life until the day they die? Seek me for divine opportunities to pray. Enough of those moments by my warriors on the front line in our schools, and we can change a nation. Pray for boldness of the Christian staff at your school to share the hope they have with staff who do not yet know that hope. Each teacher who gives their life to me not only changes their own home for the kingdom, but is one more spark to set hearts on fire for me. Praying for the teachers in your school by name matters. I act where I am invited. Invite me into your schools. Don't just pray for the staff who have blessed your family. Get a staff directory from your schools and call out their names in your prayer time. You don't have to speak fancy words or tell me how to work. Just say their names, and I will know what to do. Pray for provision of resources for the school, the teachers, and the students. Pray that bellies would be filled both during school hours and at home. Pray for bus drivers, bus mechanics, and most importantly, the little souls on those buses who are influencing each other in ways that parents would be horrified if they knew. It's interesting how you're judging that all the world is asleep right now. We are in a spiritual world more than the physical one that you see. Do you know who's not asleep? I am not asleep. I need no rest, and I take no rest. I am always at work for my kingdom's sake. Do you know who else is not asleep? The enemy is not asleep. He is hard at work. He and all of his companions are flooding the night with darkness. In the still of the night, when my spirit speaks the loudest, so does his. He is taking the opportunity to plant nightmares in the minds of both children and parents. He is causing division amongst school staff as they lie awake at night, nursing resentments. Pray for unity of staff within the schools. Just as I have called believers to live in unity for the sake of the kingdom, schools operate best when there is unity and sameness of mind within the staff. In the stillness of the night, the enemy is waking both children and parents. As they cannot sleep, it is not my words that soothe them back to sleep. They are seeking relief from their insomnia through the TV, social media, pornography, and illicit online relationships they think no one knows about. Pray for the hearts of my people, that when the enemy wakes them for a game of cat and mouse, they will refuse to play the game, but open their Bibles to hear from me and open their hearts to pray. Pray for the lunchrooms and recesses. These are the times that lonely kids not only feel lonely, but feel alone. These are the moments the enemy uses to convince these young souls that they will always be alone and will always be lonely. These are the moments that lead kids to believe that they are not only unloved, but unlovable. These are the moments that hurting kids spill their hurts on each other with words of cruelty towards each other that the enemy will use to haunt them for the rest of their lives without divine intervention. It is in the lunchrooms and recesses where friendships are made and broken, relationships start, and relationships are severed. Don't just pray these kids would have food. Pray that they would have godly companionship. Pray for young athletes and those who volunteer to coach them. How these souls are stewarded matters. If a team is lucky, a parent or two might pray for physical safety before a game, but rarely do parents or players pray for their coaches. Most coaches are generous with their time and influence with these kids from a beautiful heart, but on occasion, the enemy influences those in authority to misuse their authority in the lives of our children with devastating consequences. Pray that evil would be weeded out of the athletic programs in your district. Don't just name your children's sports. Get a list of sports and activities represented in your district and simply name the programs. I will know how to intercede from there. Pray for your church, beginning with the nursery workers. Trauma, including feeling like an unwanted burden, begins at a very young age. Even a baby can sense if they are seen, loved, and wanted. Some babies and kids present as incredibly hard to love and are seen that way as they grow up. their names are passed along to the next set of teachers as the problem child. Love that one more. Show that one preference. Whatever you give kids in the way of attention and love, shower that one with a double portion. Don't neglect the quiet child who is shy, withdrawn, or content to be alone, even when they seem to prefer it that way. These kids are starving for attention, but are overlooked so often they don't expect acknowledgement. Sometimes you spend so much time focused on the kids demanding your attention that you're simply grateful the quiet ones don't also demand your attention. Quiet waters run deep. Pay attention and seek my spirit for how to bless these children. Bring your anointing oil, and without any fanfare, or even that child or their family knowing, anoint them for my blessing. Anoint all the kids I have given you influence with, even if simply through a hug or a pat on the back. Do you remember all those years your behavior begged for attention because you felt unseen? Remember that when you encounter unacceptable behavior. Encourage other teachers. They may have never experienced the sting of feeling unwanted, unloved, or unseen. Breed compassion. Pray for discernment of spirits when making decisions of who would be placed in positions of authority. Pray that staff would be above reproach, protected from the enemy, humble, and teachable. Pray that they would have my heart for the congregation, be full of and seeking wisdom, and would have godly people influencing them. Seek my will and direction for your role in both the local church and ministry for the purpose of the kingdom of heaven. Do not be so consumed in serving outside of your home that it is done at the expense of those in your home. Your ministry starts with the time you dedicate to spending with me in prayer, meditation, reading my word, and seeking my will. This time will never return void, and it is not spent at the expense of anything else. Without this time, anything you give to me will be given from a place of lack. If you are not hungry and thirsty for more of me, you will not carry the necessary nutrition to feed those around you either. When you have developed a healthy relationship with me, the first place you should pour your energy into serving is at home. Learn to love your family as I have loved you, willing to lay down my life for you. When you have learned to love and serve your family well, you can extend that love and service to your local body of believers. When that is done well, you will be prepared to offer that love and service to the community all around you. Do not be a casual participant in your home, church, or community. Be intentional and fully present. Look for what you can give rather than what you can get, and from that place, you will receive abundantly. When you have concerns that are not of an urgent nature with how things are being done at your local church, bring those concerns to me first. Do not act on or address them without my blessing. Sometimes that internal conflict you experience is because I am doing something new in you, and it has absolutely nothing to do with what is happening at church. If my spirit confirms that your concerns are valid and need to be addressed, ask me how you are to proceed. Without clear direction from me, take this internal conflict as a call to fervently intercede in prayer regarding the situation. Pray in the Spirit that my will be done. Those who are in leadership have God-given authority within the church, and I personally hold them responsible for how they exercise that authority. If they are being led by my Spirit, pray that they would be sensitive to my leading. I am likely nudging them in the same way I am nudging you. If you are not called to leadership within your local body of believers, then you are called to prayerfully submit to the authority within that body. When you submit to the authority of the local church, you are not submitting to their authority, but to mine. When you tithe, you are not to judge what is done with that tithe. You are not giving to the church, but to me. Those who decide how to allocate those funds will be held responsible for how they are used. Do not speak against your church leadership. Pray for them. Look for ways to bless them and seek my hand of blessing for them. A church divided cannot stand. Do not be a cause of division within the body of Christ. I am not calling you out of your local Christian recovery community. I am calling you deeper into the heart of it. Re-engage fully and pray. People are going there looking for hope, and when it's done right, they will find me in the place they are seeking hope, and freedom will be a natural consequence of truly finding me. You are not to actively try to change the atmosphere or the culture there. Participate in the culture and under the guidelines set forth in it without fail. As you do this, you are not being obedient to them, but to me in the authority your church has chosen to use in this recovery season. Do not speak against your recovery community in any form. Wear your recovery shirts and have recovery conversations in public as you always have. Those conversations are divinely appointed. Where I reveal truth about where a ministry within your church is missing the mark, mark that area in fervent, unrelenting prayer until you see change. There are people I have placed in positions of authority. Pray for them. Pray that they will be sensitive to the same things I am making you sensitive to. I am endeavoring to lead them in the same way I am leading you. This is a season where you will relinquish any visible leadership within your church and will be willingly subject to the authority I have put in place. You will be known as a humble, willing servant. That is who I am calling you to be in this season. As you begin to see shifts in the atmosphere, in good ways or bad ways, do not make assumptions as to what it means. Do not pray for the program to end. Do not pray for the program to go strong. And don't pray that the ministry will continue under a different brand. Relinquish all rights to have expectations of what will be. Be expectant, as I will do far greater and beyond anything you could ask or imagine. Don't be so arrogant as to forget the beautiful ways your life and family have changed as a result of your time in this recovery program. And your promise to me that you would spend your life giving back to the Christian recovery community. Take your yearly chip and share your testimony. Bless the name of the program, as it has been a blessing to you. Pray for the founders and sustainers of the ministry. They are also my children. Pray that their ears would remain bent towards my will as well. You have the authority of heaven backing the prayers you pray according to my will. Pray that my will be done, and wait patiently and expectantly. Pray that my will be done within the recovery community as a whole, beginning with your church. Journal. I dedicate this time to you, Lord. Speak to me. I am listening. Open my eyes to how you would like me to participate in your mission in my community.